Welcome everyone to Walking After Whiskey. I'm Shorty.
I'm walking.
Walking where? Where are you going?
I'm Travis. We're going to break down your latest episode of The Walking Dead tonight.
We're also going to lose our minds. We're also going to break down some top shelf whiskey.
So top shelf whiskey. And tonight we're going to break down Jack Daniel's Single Barrel. It's a very fine, amazing whiskey. The ladies love Jack.
Everybody loves the Jack.
Awesome. What episode are we breaking down tonight,
We're breaking down episode 9, season 4.
But entitled?
The Obliged.
They are entitled if they are obliged.
They are
Well,
totally
let's get to this
entitled.
review.
All right, cheers. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody. So the first thing Shorty broke down to me tonight was Michonne's late night escapades.
So, poor girl can't sleep. Who hasn't had a night where you can't sleep?
Am I right?
We just don't normally have a night where we can kill a bunch of zombies to kind of get there. So
How cool is that? Breaking down, Michonne was a killer, ruthless, somewhat of a ninja back in the days. And now she looks at her days now when she's picking vegetables and raising children and very much like taming down of this lioness.
and you see that they're getting ready for her to take over the motherly role, right? Because
Yes.
Rick's going to be gone. Somebody's got to take care of little Judith.
Sure.
So you get it, but I'm not sure I'm ready for her like this.
Sure.
And as the show goes on, you see that almost she might not be ready for it either. So it was cool. Like every episode this season so far has started off with that kind of loving family type thing. So.
And how good of an escape or a release is that? If you had to raise kids all day, but at night can go out and kill a bunch of zombies, the balance might just totally be there for
I'd be
her.
good.
She might be good?
I'd be good. Just having a samurai sword, I'd actually think I'd be good.
Oh, she's cleaning her blade off and the blood coming off.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, exactly.
One thing that also Shorty alluded to was, the Jesus-Maggie struggle. And you can see now that Jesus actually, I won't say is confronting Maggie, but definitely is having second thoughts about siding with her against not only Negan, but other of her choices she's made on the episodes this season.
Right. Well, he's the voice of calm.
Yes.
Right. He's that voice of calm, and stops her, knows exactly what she's going to do, and she just basically gives him the middle finger.
Sure.
I'm doing it anyway. The thing about Jesus, he's got a big heart. Everybody loves Jesus. He hasn't done anything wrong at all so far in the entire show. And he's that voice of reason.
Sure.
But at some point, like, how many times can Maggie shoot the poor guy down before he's like, you know what? Like, what I'm doing is the right thing. So now we're kind of waiting. He was such an integral character in a couple seasons ago.
Sure.
And so now he's kind of finding his way back. He's trying to be Maggie's right-hand guy, and she's not listening to anything that anybody says. Now it's just Maggie's way or the highway.
And so, it's very playing itself out very slowly.
Yep.
But we also know that Maggie and Rick are both leaving this season. And that kind of alludes to Rick and Carol's conversation in the tent, where Rick catches Carol, and Carol's just leaving. She's like, I'm not going to Saviors. I'm not here anymore.
Taking the kingdom home.
I'm going to Kingdom.
Yep.
And she's like, wait, she's like, no, I'm taking the kingdom with me. We're going back home.
Right.
And Rick's like, well, I need you. And then Carol's just like, you know what? It's fine. They'll be fine. They'll find their way. And if not, we'll show them their way.
Right. Everybody has to find their way. Like, that's kind of, everyone's been doing it Rick's way for so long.
Yeah.
And Rick cries. Like, he actually gets emotional over the exit of Carol.
Right.
And I kind of liked that moment.
Sure.
Because, like, Rick needs to understand that there's other ways than just his, and that gets alluded to several times in this episode. Like, there's different ways than what his opinion and his vision of what the future is.
Sure. And it wasn't too long ago that Carol didn't want any part of this at all.
Nope.
So he's forcing people that are his people that he trusts to be in roles they don't want to be in.
Right.
So this episode called "Be the Obliged" is more about people coming to understand their own freedoms and be willing to tell Rick no. No, like, this is great. I love what you're doing, but I'm done being a leader, and I'm done being a part of, of this part of it. So they all want things to work out. They all want things to go okay, but they're not good. They're not okay with their roles anymore. Which, you know.
Well, everyone is kind of on the side, I guess, except for Jesus, Michonne. Like, there's certain people that still kind of have Rick's ways, but for the most part, everyone's over Negan even existing anymore. Like, everyone's over it.
Yeah. No one even knows he's really there anymore. He wants to talk about him.
Nope.
So, which leads us to Maggie's leaving the hilltop, and she's leaving to go kill Negan. And she tells Jesus in a very subtle manner, like, don't worry, this is what I'm doing. I got this.
Right.
And she rides off, and Jesus gives Jerry a heads up, saying, hey, the rooster has left the nest, coming to kill the chicken. And so Jerry's like, hey, I don't know how you want to take this, but Maggie's going to kill Negan.
Not only does, now Jesus know what's going on, but, like, Daryl's such an integral part of having this be successable. Like, Daryl literally takes Rick on his bike, shoots him the wrong way, and so... And you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
like you knew that was going to happen, but it just kind of happened in like an interesting way.
Sure.
So
so Rick got on the walkie-talkie and talked to someone from the ocean side. Say, hey, please cut Maggie off. Make sure she doesn't go into Alexandria without an escort. And the girl's in there, she's extending herself. Like, don't worry, it'll get there.
Yeah.
Daryl had already cut it off. Daryl had already talked to them and said, hey, if Rick calls in for this, do not oblige. Do not oblige him.
It shouldn't have been called the oblige. It really should have been called the middle finger episode.
Absolutely.
Like, everybody's giving Rick the middle finger, which is fantastic. I'm like, oh, there's another middle finger. Look at all that. A lot of middle fingers going on with Rick.
So the mutiny is, it's not mutiny where they want to overthrow Rick. It's mutiny as if we all kind of do our own thing and we're going to kill Negan. So it's playing out very awkwardly.
Right.
But then we also allude to the garbage pail kid Jadis, who turned Judas again with Father Gabriel.
So now her nickname for me is Jade Ass.
Jade Ass.
Because she's a
Jade Ass.
bitch. So so Jade Ass. And poor Gabriel. Good gravy. Could he be more of a sap?
Yeah.
Like, poor dude. Like, he gets a little, and all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm in love with her, and I think I can save her. There's nobody saving Jade Ass.
It's white women, man. Stay away from white women. The white meat is going to get you every time.
Oh my God. Luckily, I'm only half white, apparently.
So she was going to kill him with a walker, very much the way she tried to kill Rick in a test. She had a bucket over his head. It was a whole showing of force and how we're going to kill you, is being afraid. But Father Gabriel never faltered. And they just kept saying, forgive what you're doing, I forgive you for what you're doing. Yeah. And at the last moment, on the side of this dolly, she couldn't let him be killed. So she knocks him out with some breathing gas, whatever, chloroform, and leaves him there by himself, tied up. Oh, sorry, untied, to go away. But he left her a letter saying, like, we can go far together, or you can go fast by yourself, but we can go farther together. I have to go away fast.
Right, she has to go away fast.
And then she leaves.
And now we know still her character, something big is going to happen.
With the helicopter.
It has to happen with her character.
Right.
But I also feel like, does Gabriel, is he just talking his way out of it, or does he really believe that? Like, I don't know.
He believes it. I mean, if you remember the episode when...
if I'm going to die, I'm going to talk my way out of everything I can talk my way out of to not die. With
Negan and everybody else. But people center around him because he is so... I think he is so truthful. And I think even when Rick said, that in Alexandria, we actually was going to fight the zombies on one night, he goes, I think Rick is going to give us the power. Rick has given us the power to do this. And he is totally empowered. It will never turn on Rick or anybody else. And I think that he really did forgive her for what she was about to do.
But when Rick was the most powerful, though, was when everybody was with him.
Yes.
And now everybody's everywhere.
Right.
There's no gang anymore. Like I was, when we were chatting earlier, you see very small tidbits of Tara, not Rosalie, what the hell is
Tara, Rosita. Seatails.
High five.
Yeah, pull that out of my ass.
27 minutes later, we got her name down.
We'll cut it. Beep. It'll just be a second. I've got it like that.
That we cut. I get it.
So a lot of smaller characters, aren't having a big piece of the pie this season, but there are some big pies leaving. Maggie's leaving, Ricker's leaving, and we have to know that Rick is leaving next episode because of what happened at the end of this episode.
It is, but one thing I still haven't been able to kind of grasp Maggie leaving. Like I have not been able
Come
to
to
grasp
terms,
that
it
because
is happening.
she's gaining strength and she's making her own rules. So what happens like that part is actually more disturbing than Rick's leaving, because they've alluded to this now for an entire year that this is Rick's last episode.
Sure.
And every single tag on the TV, Rick Grimes, last episode. So we get it, he's leaving. I know Manda, one of our followers, she had posted on Facebook, oh my God, I don't even know how to process.
Right.
I'm good now. I'm
Can't
like,
either.
I just can't, like, now I can't wait because I'm over the whole lead up to him leaving.
Right.
But the dumb thing is, the dick horse gets him.
Dick horse, you're a dick horse. The horse is a dick. Why is the horse such a dick?
The horse is a dick because Rick can't remember that he apparently can't fucking ride a horse.
Yeah.
And the horse bucks him. Oh, thank God he bucks me against some rebar and rocks.
It's so fucking telling. It goes back to the very first episode. It comes full circle. He rides a horse into Atlanta, and he gets cornered by zombies and falls off it then. It's just so befitting and such a neat circle to come back around that he falls off this fucking horse and has rebar stuck to his side. It's like, come the fuck on,
But
dude.
that weird symbolism of him riding into the sunset on his big white horse, and then you get bucked the fuck off.
Yeah.
Like,
Come on, dude.
it's like, there's symbolism there, I get it, but Rick, you should learn how to ride a horse and know that your horses don't like zombies.
I hope this isn't his ending. It's a horrible ending. I mean, literally, if he walks away, you can say, hey, look, it's a horse with two assholes. I mean, literally how it looks to me. It's just that stupid, right? It's just like, and even the hard cut scene where he falls off it was like so forced. But let's just hope a little bit better for Rick. Maybe we know next episode it's going to be Shane, it's going to be flashbacks.
All kinds
It's going to be him
flashbacks.
coming back to
Right.
what made him how he is.
But it looks like from the preview for the next episode that Michonne finds him. So I love some of the visuals, like him walking in that big sea of bodies.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of an epic thing like that, and I think that's almost the last thing that they showed you for the preview for the next episode.
Sure.
So I dug that a lot. I will enjoy seeing some of these characters like Shane come back. Like
Yeah.
I will enjoy that to no end.
Sure.
It's just curious to see in the end what takes him out. Like, is it this wound?
Sure.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
All right. Well, good review, Shorty. Good review.
Cheers. Cheers, everyone. Happy Halloween.
Halloween. We just want to take a second to thank Junction Brewery and Grill here in American Canyon on 110 West American Canyon Road in American Canyon, California.
Very quickly becoming my home away from home.
She pulls a shift here every Monday. She clocks in, no overtime. We feed her
overtime,
peanuts
yeah.
and pork belly and buffalo wings, and she's good to go.
So I can't actually, if you ever come here, which everybody should, pork belly, chicken wings, drinks. Scott's fantastic. Wait staff is phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Totally dig it here.
Which is here, a little horn back there. Everyone here is really nice out
Yep.
here. You have no idea. Home away from home, exactly. If there was a bed here, I'd
You'd never leave.
think about it.
You'd never leave. The wife would have to come visit you with the kids.
Let's talk about the whiskey tonight, Shorty.
All right.
You come visit. We
Oh yeah, we have a review to do.
the single barrel Jack Daniels, Shorty's favorite. No lie, Shorty likes rum. She doesn't like whiskey, but she's drinking it for me just for the show. She drinks the fucking whiskey.
I'm learning a lot though.
How is this whiskey compared to your favorite shitty rum?
I don't.
I'm a big rum fan.
Okay, I don't drink shitty rum, but this is
Contrary to popular
this
belief.
actually goes down smooth. Because I'm not a huge whiskey fan. I've been to whiskey tastings. I'm trying to get into it,
Sure.
but because I'm not a huge whiskey fan, what I tend to rate whiskey on is the burn for sure, and then what notes that I can pick up on.
Right.
So this one, it's a very smooth whiskey, which is nice. Single barrel, you want to go into what single barrel means, how that benefits me?
So single barrel just means that basically that all these bottles poured from this whiskey are from the same barrel. If you ever like a blended whiskey, they take multiple different barrels, hundreds of them, toasted differently, different woods, kind of just basically just making a big huge mix of all of them. Right. This will say that these bottles only come from one barrel. So if you were to buy like 5 of these whiskeys, they would all taste the same. Sometimes if they're blended, they taste a little off. So that's all that really means.
Different ratios that go on in the barrel. makes sense.
Yeah,
Totally
and
drinkable.
it's a really good Jack. I mean, Jack's obviously a standard. One thing about Jack Daniels is I've always drink it with Coke because I always think it was a cocktail, just bottom level whiskey. But you know, honestly, it's like even though it's a single barrel, the name just throws me off. But honestly, if you sip it, it tastes really well. It's not good. It's not going to flatter you, but it's also going to be a good night for you. I think. You know, obviously, you know your pace. It's like a Bud Light. I can have 10 of these and be okay. I can have 10 Bud Lights, I'll be okay. So it's almost like a pace whiskey for me. So, Shorty, in The Walking Dead, who would drink this whiskey?
I thought about this for a minute.
Here we go.
Hoping that you would ask. If not, I was going to make you ask. So, because this is Jack, and it's an all-American whiskey, I'm going with Daryl.
Okay.
I'm going with Daryl. Now, you're going to fuck me up and do something different and make me change my mind, but I'm going with Daryl for the next 5 seconds.
I'm going to have to say that this whiskey is definitely a Daryl whiskey.
Yes!
Daryl would drink this. It's all American. He probably has a couple of this in his backpack. Next to his angel wings on his leather vest. What are you going to do?
I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy.
Shout to Daryl.
Shout to Daryl.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching the show, guys.
Thank you.
I was hoping you were going to say Daryl. I was hoping you were going to say Daryl.
Because you were going to fuck me up.
I was going to be like, you know who this really is?
As soon as you said Jack, I'm all, it's Daryl. It's got to be Daryl.
Yeah, it's definitely
Super
Daryl
excited.
whiskey.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right,
Scott, I guessed it. Scott, we finally agreed on something.
Finally.